throw it out. Everything you know about Valorant is a lie. Burn it, shred it, tear it apart. Okay, well, maybe not everything. Let me explain. So you know how people always tell you that you shouldn't move while you shoot? Well, this isn't entirely true. As a matter of fact, there are a ton of things that people don't tell you when it comes to getting one-tapped. And I like you guys. I don't want you to get one-tapped. So today, we'll be talking about why you guys are getting headshotted and how we can prevent it. Let's get started. So like I said, you've always heard people say that you should be standing still when shooting. Well, this isn't really true. And no, I don't mean you should start running gunning every game. What I'm saying is that while you're holding an angle, you should be jiggling back and forth, anticipating someone swinging you. In Valorant, if you're moving slightly, you could still fire pretty accurately. And if you can counter strafe correctly, you'll be 100% accurate. So if someone comes up and tries to clear you, you don't want to be standing still in one place. You're a sitting duck. This is why things like kovacs and shooting bots in the practice range is so fun and easy. These targets are standing still, and you can just blast them all day. These game modes are awesome as you can train your aim, compete against your friends, and see how really fast you can flick. But if these targets are moving, that's where things get harder to do and it's no longer fun. So in Valorant, you want to be on the move constantly, unless you're certain that where you're playing is going to get you a free kill. I'm talking about crazy off angles, like on top of Generator on Fracture, top boxes on A site or C site on Haven, or one and dones like logs on Ascent. By constantly performing small counter strafes, you're also making sure that you don't fall asleep while holding an angle. So if an enemy does walk up on you, you'll be ready for him. Another tip if you want to stop getting one-tapped is that you need to start repositioning. This is the act of showing yourself in one place, but then moving somewhere else. Being able to reposition is arguably the strongest skill to have in this game. Think about it. You're in a 2v2 clutch on Bind B site. Your teammate is on spike, and the enemies are pinching you from defender spawn and elbow. You're long and kill the guy trying to wrap front sight, but your teammate is dancing and dueling the guy elbow. The spacing and timing isn't there for you to swing with him, but instead you reposition towards hookah. And yes, I mean running all the way around and going into hookah. Your teammate dies, but the enemy now expects you to be long since that's where he just saw you. He runs to the spike, taps, and looks long, ready to duel you. But since you're hookah, you swung and get the kill. What a great play. And pros do this thing all the time. Here's a clip from a series between Fnatic versus Furia. After a hectic exchange on B side, Chamber and Breach are in a 1v1. Chamber knows that Breach was towards A link, but it's up to him to make the next move. With only one shot, he needs to land the one tap, and he really needs to take his time. Breach knows that Chamber knows that he's towards A link. With this in mind, he repositions all the way through his spawn, wraps him through C link, and shoots him in the back. This was perfectly played by the Breach. Again, repositioning is very important. If the enemy knows where you're at, they're going to pre-fire you and you're going to get one-tapped. Now, besides getting one-tapped, there are a ton of things that you don't want happening to you. Getting clutched on, opt, blown out. All of these things just suck. Well, our job at SkillCapped is to make sure they don't happen. With our world-class rating-produced courses covering all of these topics and more, we can make sure that you're ready for any situation. We even give you your money back if you don't rank up while using our services. That's how confident we are. So come give us a shot at SkillCapped. We'll be waiting. Now, the next thing that's getting you guys one-tapped is that you aren't using your utility. Abilities in this game are here to make fights easier for you. Whether it's information like Cypher's camera or Sova's drone, or flashes like Breaches or Phoenixes, every ability in this game is meant to help you take fights. This is why on maps like Breeze, people complain about having to take long-range duels. Well, if you use utility, these duels all of a sudden aren't as long. For example, if you want to peek down hall, you should use a smoke to block out vision for defenders, open the door, and then pinch the site. Or if you want to peek tunnel, you could Sova dart top mid to make sure they don't leak out. If you want to push up, you could use a KO flash like this one to catch the enemy off guard and take a safer peek. Now this concept should really hammer home to you duelist players. It's up to you guys to take the duels, so it should be you guys asking for these things. All of this utility helps you guys get these free kills. On Icebox, for example, since there are so many angles to clear, you're going to want to scale up with utility and use it to trade off of. If you don't use this utility, you're going to get one-tapped by a guy who wasn't cleared out. All they have to do is wait for you to walk into their crosshair. And keep in mind that this doesn't just apply to Icebox and Breeze, but to every map. I just use those examples because people complain about taking long-range duels. Let's take a look at this round from Fnatic versus Furia again.
Really, with where the rest of Fnatic are positioned, there's no flash, there's no stun or anything to really put him online, as Khalil going to open things up onto Durka. Now that's Operator down.
Alpha just going to unleash the lightning gun in hand and actually loses. Thought that was his free, a little bit sloppy here, but again, 3 still standing. Plant going to be coming in pretty soon. That's a shot! Mazin, great connection towards Boaster. Hold on, and look at the wrap coming in as well. There's now problems in this. Nowhere safe to plant. Enzo's dead. Mystic needs a miracle. He needs something here. 3 players with very complementary angles for each other, and so little safety for him.
Almost pinched here. 23 HP left to work with. Gonna
Not
find the
bad.
first though, and a decent opportunity to reset. Got the fault line back up, still got the aftershock to play with as well.
Does he get timed on this though? I'm waiting to see.
Got the spike.
And he had a belting map 1. Huge performance.
Great start to map 2.
Certainly is. 8 frags already by the name, and this is where things become
Spike planted.
problematic.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's a thrifty round.
Fnatic defaults this Neon Relay Bolt and fast lane mid almost every round. This utility allows her to close the gap in mid. From there, breaches halls, fault lining rail, and flashing through hall to site for his team. This execute is sick, and everything they use this round allows Fnatic to take closer range and advantageous duels. I mean, just look at how easy they flush out the Viper. There's ways to make fighting easier, and I don't want to see you guys ego swinging anything anymore, because that's how you get one-tapped. Finally, if you want to stop getting one-tapped, please stop crouching against sheriffs. In our other videos, we talked about how crouching isn't always the worst thing to do when in a gunfight, it's just situational. Well, the one situation where you don't want to do this is against sheriffs. I mean, think about it. The sheriff is a one-shot headshot from any range under 30 meters and does 145 to anyone over that. Now keep in mind, it's a pistol. It can't shoot fast, and whoever is using it has to take their time with their shot. The last thing you want to do is make yourself a sitting duck for this person to land a headshot. If you do crouch, all they have to do is adjust their crosshair slightly lower and one-tap you. This is really bad because when the enemy team has sheriffs, it's usually on their eco rounds. So you had a rifle, they killed you, they grab your gun, and now things start spiraling out of control. And all of this stemmed from you deciding to crouch against a sheriff. It's just not worth it. By the way, this same thing also applies to Marshals or Chambers Headhunter. Be mindful that the enemy team could be using these and use your utility accordingly. We don't want you to get one-tapped. Now this is all just one of many in-depth guides that we have on our website though. Also, if you want a chance at having your VOD reviewed, be sure to subscribe on our website at SkillCapped.com. We also have tons of Radiant Smurf commentaries where we have Radiant players walking through exactly how to have the most impact possible in a bunch of different situations. It's also backed by a rank improvement guarantee, and the reason to do that is because we're just that confident that our service works. And if it doesn't work, then you shouldn't pay. So what are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose. Head on over to SkillCapped.com and get started on your way to that rank that you deserve. So hopefully you guys now have a better understanding on how you can stop getting one-tapped. Getting pooped on like this is arguably the worst feeling in the game. We get it. But there are ways to lessen the chance of you getting headshot. By doing these things, you'll get more kills and die a lot less. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel down below. It really does help us out. And that's all for us. I'm Teets, and we here at SkillCapped want to thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.